was a great secret until now. Paul waited 14 years, Sister Browder, before he ever mentioned this vision. Paul never mentioned it for 14 years, but everybody knew about his problem. Yeah. Let me work that thing. Don't nobody know the vision that God done gave you, but everybody can see the problems that you're going through.
All right, preacher. All right.
You cannot let what people say about you hinder you and keep you from receiving the vision that God has given you.
Amen.
You cannot let everybody's opinion stop you. If God gave you the vision to open a business, go ahead and open that business. If God gave you the vision that you need to buy a house, I don't care what your credit score says, go ahead on and buy the house. Come on. Okay, I'm going to say this one here. Somebody going to get mad at me. If God told you to buy the car, go ahead on and buy the car. Everybody see the trouble. They see you walking. They see you begging them. Go ahead on and do what God told you to do. Their opinion of you don't matter. It only matters what God says to you. Yes, they saw his form, but they didn't see his vision. Some among the Corinthian Christians probably thought less of Paul because his folk will think less about you when you're going through stuff. They put you down. You know, y'all know how we get. Yeah. Come on. Job was here. Job had 3 so-called friends. Yeah. Y'all still too quiet, but like I said, I'm going to get happy in a minute. And they all came to him and said, yo, man, you had to do something wrong. Hey, all this trouble that came into your life. But I got some good news up in here. You don't have to do anything wrong for trouble to come knocking. I'm going to say it again. Y'all quiet. You don't have to do anything to come knocking at your door. Yes, sir. And I hate to tell you this. On and shoot a hole through your halo. That is often the time the one who's trying to do right. Preach, man, that catches the most hate. I'm going to say it again. The one that is trying to do right, that's the one that seems to catch the most problems. As Jesus said in John 10 and 10, that's my wife's favorite scripture, that the thief cometh not to steal, kill, and to destroy. Yes, sir. And here's what I want to tell you today. If the devil can't steal from you and kill you or destroy you, he ain't messing with you. If you ain't got nothing for him to take, it ain't no reason for him to bother you. The devil ain't going to waste his time over some people that there's no problem for him. Those that he don't have are the ones he always go after. My to say God bless her. Frances Dailey that's sleeping in her grave. Like this, if the devil ain't bothering you, baby, that means he already got you. That's some good news. You need to praise God when the devil bothers you. Why? Because that means he ain't got you. In the hand of God, because God can protect those whom he loves. Yes. It seemed, that everyone saw it. He says, Paul says, this was given me. It was given to me. He reckoned this great trial to be a gift. It is well. He does not was in he said it this thorn in the flesh was given to me. Now the problem that, see, when we think of a thorn, we think of something small. You know, like a splinter. You know, when you get a splinter in your finger. See, now Paul talking about a splinter. This is going to help you out. He was talking about a tent spike. This wasn't some small irritation. This was some big problem. Y'all still missing it. This wasn't something that Paul could just look at and say, it'll get better over time. No, this was a big problem. Paul said, I had a huge problem that's inflicting me. And he still looked at it as a gift. Yes. In the ancient Greek, it frustrates and causes trouble in the lives of those who inflict it. Paul says, a thorn in the flesh was giving me a message of Satan to buffet me. What I want to tell you right there, I'm getting ready to go ahead on and close this thing out. That he said Satan was a messenger of Satan to buffet me. Satan probably jumped at the permission of God to afflict Paul. Miss that. Satan was Paul by God's authority. I'm gonna say it again. Yeah. Come on, y'all. Y'all know about Job. The God came to present themselves to the Lord, and the devil also. What does that? What I'm saying is, watch this here. That Satan had crept into heaven. He was in heaven when the angels came to the Lord, and in the heaven. Why do we creep up in here?
Come on, sir.
And the problem I'm having today is that when the angels came to present themselves before the Lord in heaven, not one angel knew that the devil was there. Only God himself recognized him. And in on every Sunday morning at the 11 o'clock hour, he's up in here somewhere. I'm going to say it again, even right now, with as small of a crowd that he's up in here somewhere. And if I keep preaching long enough, yes, sir, he'll rear his ugly little head.
Yes, sir.
But I'm here to tell you, the greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. I came to tell him I'm bragging right now. I'm bragging right now, not on me, but on God that I serve, that he's a defeated foe. I don't care what the devil does. At the end of the day, we still win. At the end of the day, no matter what you're going through in your life, if you're a child of God,
yes, sir,
you still win. Yes. He said, Satan probably jumped at the mission to afflict Paul. Here it was, Paul had beat the devil up, and now that's his opportunity to beat him up. But here's, and I'm getting ready to get off of this thing. Paul prays regarding his thorn in the flesh. Paul says, concerning this thing, I pleaded with the Lord. Paul exactly what he told others to do in the times of trouble. Paul believed for himself what he wrote in Philippians 4 and 6, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. Lord, 3 times. Sister Brawler, this blew my mind when I read it, and when I studied it, it didn't mean 2 times. What it meant in the original language that Paul prayed about this problem continuously. He prayed over and over again. He prayed all day. Yes, sir. I told you I'm going to get happy in this. And he prayed all night. He kept on praying. He pleaded. God removed the thorn.
Yes, sir.
Just like all of us. Don't none of us want to go through problems. Don't none of us want to go through tribulation. But I heard the old preacher say, must Jesus bear the cross alone?
Yes, sir.
And all of us got a cross to bear. There's a cross for you, and there's a cross for me.
Yeah.
Yes. He said, I pleaded with him. We might imagine that this thorn in the flesh, that Paul was no problem, but Paul prayed about it. But what happened when he prayed? What happened? Heaven went silent. My children, I ask you all, my brothers and sisters, what do you do when heaven goes silent? Where do you turn to when God shuts up him in Bible? Where do you run to when God seems like he's not hearing your prayer? I was talking to somebody, I'm not going to put them on blast. They told me just the other day that they had prayed for somebody, and then they went out, and then they said they got mad at God. And I had to suggest to them, I said, I've been when I've gotten mad at God. I don't know about you, but y'all some super saints up in here. But I don't get mad at God because of what he can't do. I get upset with him because of what I know he can do. Yeah, Paul prayed, but God didn't answer. He did answer, but he did not answer when heaven goes silent. I remember when I was a home, and I would always watch the Chicago Cubs on WGN. And Reb, it always seemed like the most opportune time that service always popped up when it said, this is only a test. I was watching, I remember, y'all remember this, on Channel 2 on this program called Dallas on Friday nights. And they had a thing on who shot don't you? Right before beep, this is only a test. What are you saying, Reb? When heaven goes silent, tell yourself it's only a test. When I was in grade school, we used to be able to ask the questions about the lesson. But then when test time came, we stand out there and wave our hands And the teacher, she said, it's only a test. In with me. And so we will raise our hands. Wanted us to know that the answer to the question was already in us. And that's what God does. When he's silent, he wants his children to know, I've already put the answer on the inside of you. I remember, as a little boy, I had a bank. And Rev, at the bottom, one of them had a little stopper in the bottom of it. Yeah. And then when I wanted to get out of that piggy bank, what was in it, I could just pull that stopper out and everything would fall out. But then I had another piggy bank. And that piggy bank didn't have a stopper in it. It was an old ceramic. Y'all remember them piggy banks, don't you? Them old ceramic piggy banks. Looked like a little pig. And what I was piggy bank. Yes, sir, Sister Varette. I would shake that piggy bank. And I would shake it until what was on the inside. I'm preaching and y'all ain't responding. It would come out of that piggy bank. And the reason I kept shaking the piggy bank, I knew what I had put in it. What are you saying, Reb? Sometimes God got to shake you because he knows what he don't put. He knows he got some goodness in you, but he got to keep on shaking you to get it out. And then every now and again, shaking is just not good enough, Brother John. And when God you, it's not to break you, to hurt you. It's to help you to get better. And so here it is, Paul pleaded with God, and he kept on pleading with him. But God said, no. I'm not going to answer your prayer the way you think I should answer your prayer. And I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, that there's sometimes that God would not remove the problem. But what God would do is he would strengthen you to handle it. You're wondering why you're going through the stuff that you're going through. Keep on praying to remove the problem. God has never removed the problem. You keep on bowing on your knees. Has not God heard your prayer? But I got some news for somebody up in here today that God did. He heard your cry from the very first time. But what he did was he didn't remove it. He just gave you more strength to handle it. And every now and then God would not remove the mountain. God would just give you the strength. Do I have any witnesses up in here that don't mind testifying that God keeps on giving you strength because every round goes higher and higher. And if you keep your hands in the hand of God, grace, like he told Paul, will be sufficient for you. What does that mean, Reverend? That God's grace is sure enough for you. What does that mean? That God's grace and his love is enough for you. Is there anybody anybody up in here today that don't mind testifying that God's grace is enough for you? I heard the old hymnology say, amazing how sweet the say a wretch. I once was lost, but now I 'twas blind, but now I see. But I love that third stanza that said, when we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, I'll have no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Is there anybody up in here today that don't mind testifying that God will pick you up and turn you around? Won't he do it? Won't he give you joy in the midst of sorrows? Won't he give you hope when it seems like hope is gone? Y'all are still quiet. Won't he give you peace in a confused mind? Won't he do it? Won't he make no way? Yes. Say yes. My God is good all the time. And all the time, God is sure enough good. Y'all are still quiet up. Praise him all because Jesus he had some thorns, Reverend. And he had them thorns. He had it one Friday afternoon on a skull-shaped hill when they put nails in his hands. They put spikes in his feet. They put a spear in his side. Yes, they did. He bled and he hung there and died. But that's not how the story ends. 3 days later, he rose again. That showing of love. Is it anybody up in here today that's in love with Jesus? Y'all are still too quiet. Is it anybody up in here today? Are you in love with Jesus? One more time. Is it anybody up in here today? My help done showed up. That's in love with Jesus. And I'm here to tell you I'm in love with Jesus. And Reb, he's in love with me. Yes, I am. And I say that Jesus is in love with me because he died. He died for you and for me. He hung on the cross until the sun refused to shine. Y'all still too quiet. He hung on that cross until the moon drip red like blood. He hung on that cross until the temple, the curtain inside the temple was torn. That gave you and I access. I can come boldly to the throne of grace to find help in time of need. If you need some help right now, just to the throne. You used to sing a song that said, there's room at the is it anybody up today that knows there's still room at the cross? No, there's still room at the cross. You ought to wave your hands because it was at the cross. At the cross. I'm trying to stop. When I first saw the light and the burdens of my heart were rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I'm happy all the day. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Ain't he all right? Say yes. He's pretty good this morning. Yes.